If you've ever felt like your credit card was a silent tax on your life, this video is the moment that flips the power. Because today, I'm handing you 11 credit card hacks banks don't want you anywhere near. Hacks to help you stretch time, multiply rewards, erase fees, boost your credit, and even travel for free. And I'm not just dumping tips. I'm building you a playbook, step by step, that turns a plastic card into a wealth machine. If you watch until the end, you won't just know what to do, you'll know exactly how to do it, without getting trapped by the psychology banks use against you. Ready? Let's break the game. First, here's a truth banks hide in plain sight. Your statement closing date is more powerful than your due date. Most people pay when the bill arrives, but if you time your purchases for the day after your statement closes, you just gave yourself almost 2 full months of interest-free financing. That's free float, that's leverage. It's the difference between paying on the 15th and paying next month's 15th without interest. Now imagine stacking that float when you have predictable expenses. Rent, utilities, school fees, subscriptions, purchases placed right after closing so you lengthen your free runway every single month. Banks won't tell you this because precision lowers their interest income. Precision is your first advantage. Next, the mindset shift that separates winners from point chasers. Treat your card like a disciplined debit card. Only spend what you already have set aside in cash. Then push everything through the card. The goal isn't to spend more, it's to reroute the spending you already do so it pays you back. Groceries, fuel, phone bills, streaming, medical payments, school supplies, everyday life becomes a reward engine. When you pay in full, you collect cashback, points, and miles, without donating a single dollar in interest. If you've ever felt like rewards are crumbs, it's because you were leaving the meal on the table. Reroute, repay, repeat. That's the cycle that prints value. Let's talk sign-up bonuses, the loudest marketing in the credit card world, and the most abusable by people who stay disciplined. The bank says, spend X in 3 months, get 50,000 points. You say, perfect, I will align real planned purchases, furniture, a laptop, annual insurance premiums, tuition, taxes with the clock. The trick is to prepare a spending calendar before you apply, not after. That way you don't chase the bonus, you harvest it. Then you pay it off in full and walk away with what is effectively free flights or cash. Banks expect you to slip, carry a balance, and give back the bonus in interest. Never chase. Plan, execute, exit clean. You've got debt? Here's a reset button with balance transfer offers with 0% interest for 12 to 18 months. If the interest you're paying feels like quicksand, this is how you get out. Move the balance, set automatic payments, and build a payoff plan with a fixed, non-negotiable monthly number that clears the entire amount 1 month before the promo ends. 1 month early, not on time. Why? Because the trap is procrastination. If your payoff schedule beats the offer's deadline, you deny the bank the reversion to high APR. Put this on autopilot so your willpower isn't a daily battle. You don't need motivation, you need a system that finishes the job. Banks bury protections in fine print because the less you know, the more you pay. Purchase protection can refund you for items stolen or damaged. Extended warranty can repair your electronics after the manufacturer's warranty expires. Trip delay coverage can reimburse expenses when flights go sideways. Rental car coverage can replace overpriced insurance at the counter. Even return protection can help when a store denies returns. The hack isn't know they exist, it's collect proof. Save receipts, take photos of defects, file claims on time, and keep confirmations. If you've ever said, it's not worth the hassle, ask yourself who benefits from that belief. Documentation is money. Let's talk credit scores, the quiet multiplier of your entire financial life. Your utilization rate, payment history, and average age of accounts are the core signals. Keep utilization under 10 to 30%, pay every statement on or before the due date, and avoid closing your oldest accounts unless necessary. When you raise your score, loans become cheaper, insurance often drops, and approvals get easier. High scores are built through boring consistency. If you want a fast boost, consider requesting a higher credit limit on existing accounts without changing your spending. This lowers utilization mathematically. The bank hopes you'll celebrate with more spending. Don't. Let the math work without changing your behavior. Now here's where it gets fun. Card stacking. 1 card for groceries, 1 for dining, 1 for travel and general purchases. Use the right card for each category to multiply rewards. If your grocery card returns 5% and your travel card earns points with valuable transfer partners, you've turned your budget into a targeted rewards engine. You don't need 10 cards, you need 2 to 4 that complement each other. Build a wallet that matches your life. And yes, it's okay to keep a simple fallback card for big retailers or online purchases. The key is thoughtful selection, not accumulation. Fees are the bank's sneaky tax. Annual fees, late fees, foreign transaction fees, cash advance fees, they're everywhere. Call and negotiate. If you're a good customer, annual fees can be waived, credited, or offset with retention offers. Late fees vanish when you set up autopay for at least the minimum payment, then manually pay the rest. Foreign transaction fees disappear with the right card. Choose one that doesn't charge them. Cash advances, avoid them completely. They start interest immediately and often carry extra fees. Your defense is proactive setup, not reactive apologies. Stop paying for friction. Travel hacking is not a myth. It's a math problem. Combine sign-up bonuses, category multipliers, and transfer partners to redeem points at higher value. Fixed value cashback is simple. Point ecosystems can be powerful. Learn which partners turn points into premium flights or hotel stays. Book off-peak dates, be flexible on routes, and look for sweet spot redemptions that multiply the value of your points. If you've ever seen someone flying business class and thought, how? This is how. You're not spending more money. You're spending smarter and converting rewards into experiences that cash would struggle to buy. Now we go deeper. Banks don't just use fees, they use psychology. Every design choice nudges you to spend more. Tap-to-pay convenience, credit limits that feel like permission, rewards that tickle dopamine, minimum payment boxes that seem good enough. Here's your shield. Build rules that live outside the app. Fixed spending caps per category, weekly check-ins on balances, alerts for transactions over a certain amount, and autopay that prevents late fees. Treat swiping as a decision, not a reflex. If you ever find yourself saying, "I'll figure it out later," pause and ask, "How is this funded?" If the answer isn't already set aside, don't swipe. Want a hack that feels almost unfair? The due date drag. If your due date collides with your payday and you play catch-up, call the bank and change your due date. Align it with your cash flow. Banks will often do this with a 5-minute call. A misaligned calendar creates late payments. A realigned calendar creates perfect history. And perfect history builds score, access, and cheaper borrowing. It's simple and it's powerful. Let's laser in on utilization, the metric people underestimate. If your limit is 1,000 and your balance is 800, your utilization is 80%. That's a credit score killer. If your limit is 5,000 and your balance stays at 800, you're at 16%. That's credit score friendly. You can request credit limit increases, but here's the rule. Never let a higher limit become higher spending. More limit, same spending, lower utilization, higher score. This is how you let the bank's rope pull you up instead of down.
Now, redemption value matters. Not all points are equal. Cashback is clean and immediate. Airline miles and hotel points can be wildly valuable, but only if you use them smart. If you redeem points for gift cards at poor rates, you're leaving value behind. If you transfer to partners for premium cabins or high-category hotels, you can multiply the value per point. The rule is simple. Learn your program's best redemptions and ignore the noise. One great redemption can be worth 5 mediocre ones. Another subtle hack: authorized users and shared benefits. Adding a trusted family member as an authorized user can help them build credit history if the account is managed responsibly. Some cards extend lounge access, status, or insurance protections to authorized users, but trust is the operative word. If you can't set strict boundaries, skip this. A hack that destabilizes your budget isn't a hack, it's a trap. Use it when it tightens family finances, not loosens them. Let's address the minimum payment myth. The minimum is not acceptable. It's the bank's way of making debt comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of progress. If you ever carry a balance, decide the payoff date and reverse engineer the monthly number that clears it early. If that number is too high, cut discretionary spending for a season. Pain now beats interest forever. Be aggressive with timelines. Banks profit when you soften. Here's a power move: statement credits versus cash in hand. If you have a choice, use statement credits strategically to offset planned big purchases, then direct your freed-up cash into savings or investments. It's not just about getting money back, it's about giving every dollar a job. When rewards lower your expenses and that difference moves into your future, you create invisible momentum. That's how small wins become big changes. Fraud happens. Your defense is layered. Use transaction alerts so you see charges in real time. If you spot something off, dispute immediately. Banks have strong fraud protections, but speed matters. And if a merchant repeatedly causes issues or refuses fair returns, stop shopping there. Think of your card as a contract. If the other side doesn't respect it, don't renew it with your business. A quiet but high-impact hack is annual fee math. Some premium cards cost more but return value through travel credits, lounge access, and enhanced insurance and better earn rates. If you can actually use those benefits, the fee is not a cost, it's an investment that nets out positive. If you won't use them, downgrade or product change to a no-fee card that keeps your account history. Don't cancel blindly. Preserve your age of credit when possible. Optimize, don't amputate. If you've ever felt tempted by retail cards flashing instant discounts at checkout, pause. Many have high APRs, limited rewards ecosystems, and narrow utility. If a store offer saves you 10% today, but traps you in a weak program forever, it's not a win. Ask yourself, does this card fit my long-term stack? If not, pay with your optimized card and walk away. Let's talk hidden multipliers, quarterly categories, and rotating bonuses. Some cards switch bonus categories every quarter. The hack is simple. Activate the category as soon as the quarter begins and plan your spend. Move predictable purchases into these windows. It's not about chasing deals, it's calendarized optimization. This is where disciplined people quietly out-earn casual users. Now the bank's favorite trick, making your limit feel like your money. It isn't. Your limit is permission to make the bank rich. Your budget is permission to make you rich. Write that down. If you've ever swiped and told yourself, "I'll figure it out later," that's the moment to stop. Later is expensive. Decide before you buy. Every swipe is a vote for your future or your fees. There's a hack almost nobody teaches: financial rehearsals. Before you take on a new card with a bonus, rehearse the spend with your current card for 1 month. If you can't comfortably route and repay that trial amount, you aren't ready. If you can, you'll crush the bonus without stress. Rehearsal reveals friction before it costs you money. For those building or rebuilding credit, consider secured cards as scaffolding. Put down a deposit, use the card responsibly, keep utilization low, pay in full, and graduate to unsecured cards when the bank offers. The win isn't the card, it's the history you're constructing. This path turns no access into smart access. And if you're international or you travel often, prioritize cards with no foreign transaction fees and strong acceptance networks. Paying 3% extra every time you swipe abroad is a hidden drain. You can erase it by choosing correctly. Stack that with travel protections and you've armored your trips against chaos. Let's pull these threads together with one master rule. Build a system that runs even when you're busy, tired, or distracted. Auto pay for minimums, manual pay for full amounts, alerts on large transactions and approaching due dates, calendar notes for category activations and statement closing dates, a quarterly review to verify you're using the right card for the right category and that fees haven't crept in. If your system is solid, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. And now the final mindset that changes everything. Banks design cards to feel like convenience. You will turn yours into intention. Every perk becomes a plan, every payment becomes proof, every reward becomes a resource with a job. When you do that, you stop being the customer they harvest and become the customer they can't figure out. because their models assume emotion. You're bringing structure. If you've ever felt like money slips through your fingers, this is your grip. Time purchases after closing dates, reroute spend through rewards, plan bonuses, don't chase them, transfer balances with timelines that beat the clock, document and claim protections, guard utilization and age of credit, stack cards intentionally, negotiate fees, redeem smart, align due dates with cash flow, run alerts and autopay, rehearse big moves, and above all, never let your limit become your logic. You now have the playbook banks hope you never build, not because these hacks are complicated, but because they're consistent. Use them, refine them, and let your card become what it should have been all along, a lever for your life, not a weight on it. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and let the banks pay for once.